What up, y'all? It's KP, the sports chick. So, I just got through reading an article on the Undefeated about the white American in the NBA. And it's actually called Where Are All the White American NBA Players? This article is fascinating because let me just read just a little bit from it and then see if you recognize the tone that's being given out here, the energy that's been given out. So the first person who speaks on it is JJ Redick, and he says that this year, 2016-17 season, is the first year where he's like, you know what, there aren't a lot of white guys in the NBA. So, according to the Institute for Diversity and Ethics in Sport, the NBA was 74.3% black during the 2015-16 season. 81.7% of people were color. So the study said that the NBA was 18.3% white last season, which was 5% less than the season before. Um, and then the league was 22.3% international, which is a record apparently. So that 18.3% whites in the NBA also includes non-Americans such as Europeans, Canadians, Australians of white descent, etc. Um, Entering the 2015-2016 season, the NBA had 42 white American-born players. 42. The NBA had its inaugural season 70 years ago with a league full of white players. And as of Sunday, this last Sunday, before this recording, there were 43 white Americans and 30 NBA teams with the season starting Tuesday. 8 teams don't even have a white American player starting last season, while 7 teams don't have one now. So they interview a handful of white American basketball players in the NBA. Some of them being J.J. Redick, Jason Smith, Doug McDermott, Chandler Parsons, Ryan Anderson, um, and actually Kevin Love got asked to be interviewed but politely declined. So, they start asking questions like, who's the best white American NBA player? And just FYI, this season there are 3 teams with 0 white American players and 1 team with 6 white American players. And guess what team that is? You guessed it, Utah Jazz. There are 3 teams with 1 player. There are 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 teams with 3 white American players. And so you see my point here. There's not a lot of white American players. So again, some of the questions are, a lot of African Americans that have found success in the league have come from tough backgrounds or long odds to become NBA players. Was that the same case for you? So, most of them answer that they came from small towns. A few said underprivileged. Some said they were privileged. But the real question here to me is why? Why when 70 years ago when this thing started was it full of white players, and now 70 years later the white American basketball player is the minority, even over international players? You get Europeans, Asian players. The white American is the minority in the NBA, and the vibe I get from this article is that of an article talking about race relations in America as it relates to the African American male. That's what I get from this article. The vibe that I get, that there's a sense of exclusion, right? Because these players that are being interviewed for the story are well aware that they are stereotyped for maybe not jumping so high or being the shooter on their team. A couple of the players said when they played AAU, they were like one of like 2 white American kids on the team, and so when the other teams were playing, they already pointed them out as a shooter, which ended up actually being the case. But really, the question here is why? Why is it that the NBA has and fewer white American players? Do you think that? I think. Let's just keep it real. I think that in suburbia, maybe parents aren't so worried about basketball. Maybe it's football. Maybe it's golf. Maybe it's tennis. Maybe it's anything but basketball. Why is that though? I mean, you can hang a basketball hoop up in your driveway if you're privileged, but and no doubt that's what I see on a lot of occasions when I drive through the nicer parts of Houston, Texas. But maybe it's a hobby and not something that people take seriously. Now down here in Texas, people take football seriously around here, and they do with basketball too. But football is a rite of passage / way of life / bonding experience / you gotta do it if you're a boy, pretty much down here. At least try it. And I think down here in Texas that has a lot to do with it. The football reigns supreme here, but in other parts of the country, you gotta wonder, what is it? More golfers? Like, you want a golfer? Like, are you pushing your kid more towards football? What is it? And I honestly do not have the answer to this question. So that's why I'm making this video. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think. Why do you think the white American male is the diverse small group in the NBA? What is it? Why are the numbers dwindling? Why is it talent? Is it access to the sport? Is it distraction from the sport into some other sport growing up as a parent? You tell me. Hit me up and leave comments at KP the Sports Chick on YouTube, because I really want to hear your answers to this, and I'll do a follow-up video on this as we get the comments that come in. But I'm really curious to hear what you have to say. I'm a biracial woman who has obviously has not played professional male sports, so I would love to hear an opinion from any background that's a man, and tell me what you think. And again, it's KP the Sports Chick at YouTube, or you can go to kpsportschick.com and check me out there and find my social media links, and you can leave something on one of those outlets as well. So check me out.